All right, got something new for y'all today. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think for real. Y'all really let me know what y'all think, cause I changed it up. If y'all don't like it, let me know. We can go back to the original one, but I changed it up just a little bit. So this is what we got right now. Bam. What we saying? Make sure y'all can hear me. See, it sounds too low again, but if I do this, it just be dummy loud. Can y'all hear me right now? Is it fine? Do I need to raise this jaw a little bit? It should be good. I think I can hear myself. All right, cool. This song got to be changed. Let's get this one. So this is the new setup here. Let me know what y'all think about it. Um, okay, so let's go over the. Is there an issue right now? Hold up. It's telling me something's wrong. What do you mean? The audio stream bitrate is lower than we recommend. I literally haven't changed anything. Is everything good for you guys? Can you guys let me know? Because I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know if it's. I'm not sure. Let me know if something's wrong. Like if it's starting to lag or anything like that. Because I don't know why it's saying that. I haven't changed any settings since yesterday. It looks fine to me. Okay, let's go. So as you see, yesterday we had caught some longs trading higher. We have. Let me make this a little bit closer. So on the 4-hour chart, again, I always like to look at the higher time frame to see where we are. We're above this high. We have a wick. We didn't hit the weekly high. Ultimately, we fell short of that, of I think last week's high or 2 weeks ago. We fell short of that. We just hit the AM session high, which you'll see. And we have this 4-hour fair value gap down here and this one down here. So, taking this wick, you can take that one. I'm going to use this one. Even if we take that, discounts down there. So, that already kind of popped up and populated on the chart. So I guess it's all good there. But yeah, I think everything's fine. So we go down to the 1-hour chart. Let's take this off right now. Again, same thing. Went above. There's SMT on the higher time frame as well. So we'll look at that and notice that, and potentially could see us trade softer. Even if we take this range, probably about middle is right there. So it can still have some time to come down. Potentially could also come down a little bit. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. SMT, key fair value gap there, also in here as well. Let's note that. 15-minute chart. So you have that one there. That took out this one. You also could use this one since that's a new high. Look how it's being respected. London lows, very easy target, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure we're going to run down there in the next 9 minutes. We're going to want to go down there. With the PM session high with this, so if you take this range as well, kind of comes down there. Let's note that. So, right, PM session high is right below in a discount, so could be a target. Now, in terms of like my model, what I look for specifically are session highs and lows to get ran, because they're always gonna get hit. Now, does the current day high and low, or does the previous day's high and low get hit? It can get hit. Sometimes you can have inside days, but session highs and lows, especially from previous days or 3 days ago or whatever, or if you look back here and find them, the session highs and lows like always get hit, like all the time. So even if it's something like trading down or trading up into an old session high or low, I'll still take that trade, because its price is going to remember that specific high and that specific low. So that's what I'm looking for. Also, you got to remember we have a large opening range gap. I think it's going to be like 100 and something, 150 handles. So we could look for some softer price action early on. But also got to remember that we were trading ahead of FOMC. So that's why I'm not really using my funded account right now. I'll look for trades tomorrow, but this is just me practicing. This is just me being in the market. Yeah, for those of you who are joining, let me know what you guys think about the new layout. If you don't like the layout, I can just switch back to the old one. That's fine. But I wanted to do something different. I think this looks a little bit nice. What's good, Corgi? What's good? What do you think about the new layout? You like this one or you like the other one? You guys can kind of see the mic. It's on books right now. You guys can hear me fine too. So that's what we're looking for. Again, higher time frame. We're trading down into the midnight opening price again. The midnight opening range, which is very, very small today, which I think would be expected from what we have. We could potentially get some softer price action early on, or if we want to dig up one more time and actually hit that 20-day high, we could do that. I mean, current weekly profile, the closest one that I can come up with is going to be Monday lows. It's classic expansion either way, in my opinion. Because if we trade up above this 20-day high and we reject, Monday, Tuesday, create the high of the week, typical classic expansion, or if Monday creates the low of the week. So for me, it's still classic expansion. I want to see if we can trade up above this 20-day high. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. On the 20-day high, my fault. Which would be this high right here that we did not touch. We have not hit that. We fell short of that. So we will kind of see what we're going to get here today. Again, we're always looking for, I made these a little bit lighter because prices already hit them. The ones that are not hit, as you can see, they're a little bit more, they're bolder, right? That's what I'm looking for. So these are very clean. We're going to see, like, when we take this range, like where price wants to come down to. You know, PM session high from yesterday would be a nice place to draw to. Again, I always pull out my, the midnight opening range is my I use it for targeting purposes, right? So above what highs and lows, how deep can I see price trading, or above or below lows? That's how I specifically use the midnight opening range. Like, I'm not trying to catch the high, I'm not trying to catch the low. For me, it's just like targeting purposes, and then how deep can I put it below my take profit, below or above a high. That's essentially what I'm looking for in my model. So that is it. But how's everyone's trading week been so far? Have you guys been trading? Have you guys been chilling? Like, what's happening? I need to change my music real quick. Yes, we got 5 minutes. I mean, these are for sure like so easy to see. I think we do have it on here. We got some nasty SMT right there at the London highs. Right, we already took out London low on ES. So, but I think this is for sure, like, I think it should trade down there minimum. Yeah, so below the London low, target wise, we have 25,954, 25,963 even, both of them. And that lines up literally with a AM session high from Thursday. So let's say I actually believe that this was, something that I could trade, and let's say it was during that time frame where it's like, okay, what would I be looking for? Well, here's a gap below a low there. Wait for it to come up to a discount. A premium, and sell it. Now, if I was looking for it below London low, those would be the two levels that I would look for. So it'd be right here in this gap. So I'd look for, let's say I was short up here. I look for that, and that would be enough for me. Like, that's it. That's all that I need. I don't need to go all the way down here, or all the way down here, or all the way down here. That's not my model. My model is I just want to be in and out quick. If I can find it, a session high or low that makes sense to me, and target that, and it can give me 500 plus, like, that's what I'm looking for. Ideally more than that. If I'm risking 400, I don't want to make 400. I'm trying to make at least 800, right? So that's my model. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, we hit the midnight opening price. Just remember, we have SMT at the highs. For me, I'm more interested in how we close today, because I feel like how we close will give us insight for tomorrow, how we're going to trade at FOMC. If we make this high, have SMT, and today we close pretty bearish, I would then assume high a week is set. Now, if we're just blasting off and we don't respect any bearish raise and we keep going up, we close pretty bullishly, then I would expect Monday low of the week, classic expansion. Wednesday takes us up higher, Thursday does too, and then TGIF. That's how I'm framing the vision for this week based on what happens tomorrow. Today is for me like another data to figure out what's going on. But based on higher time frame, I want to see trade a little bit lower. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable buying up there. Just being honest. Yes, we're leaving this open. Yes, we expanded above, created that. Probably on 2-hour chart might be a little bit easier to see. Again, what you want to do is, like, if you have multiple fair value gaps, this is what's helped me, right? If I have multiple fair value gaps on a time frame, just go to one higher. And this is how I've been able to like pick out key fair value gaps and what exactly, or like what I'm looking for and where I want it to stay above. So this is the 2-hour chart that has one clear fair value gap over this high. So then now if I go down to the 1-hour chart, the fair value gap that I want to see it stay in is this right here, right? I want to see it remain up in this portion, which shows me at least body closure. I want it to stay up above here. Because if we take this, obviously, discounts right here. So ideally here, that for me is entry. Now, obviously, it can trade down there. I'm not saying that it can't do that. But this part of the gap is what's more important to me. And see how it overlaps with the PM session high. Like, it literally overlaps with that. So, overlaps with the PM session high. Yeah. And it's in a discount of this current range. So for me, that makes a little bit more sense. So that's how I like pick out different fair value gaps that are important. And then like you want to go to a lower time frame, what's there? Also a clean 15-minute gap there. Okay, let's go. So we have the opening bell now. So how large was the gap? Let's see. So the gap was 128 handles. So again, we're looking for lower prices off rip. That's what we expected. I'm not surprised by this. So let me have that. Again, so let's say I was already looking for shorts here, right? Which I'm not. Or am I in anything is what I'm trying to say. The first TP for me would have been right there. It fell short of it. Would have been right there. At 25,000. Oh, actually, I already hit the first one. First one would have been 25,063 even. The second one would have been 25,954 even. That would have been the other one, right? That's how I technically would like look for it. But took out London low, the BISI. Again, we'd like to see it come down a little bit lower, but I'm not comfortable buying like that. Let me make sure they didn't add anything. I've literally had times where they've let me check my phone real quick. Like they've literally threw like a Trump speech in, and I had no idea. I'm sitting here trading. I'm like, this looks very interesting. I don't know why price action is acting this way, and I didn't know. Let me see. Why am I forgetting what it's called? Forex Factory. Yeah, no, nothing of importance. I mean, consumer confidence, orange, has nothing for me. Again, we're looking at ES too. Like ES2, I want to like have to see the same thing in both of them, right? We're not going to sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, it's going higher." Let's see the same strength at the same time, right? We don't need to be the first one in to a trade. Remember, the first shall be last and the last shall be first, right? We want to see displacement and come back down. That's what I'm looking for. Again, no first presented fair value gap yet. I mean, if this doesn't, so there's a first presented fair value gap, which is right there. Look how small that is. It's right here at 931. That's the first one. So, but I want to see a trade lower personally before anything. If we're looking at anything above here, and I want to see a trade lower. Can you guys hear me just fine? I just want to make sure. It'd be a shame I did all this and you guys can't hear me. Can y'all see the chart just fine too? Is it clear enough for you guys? Because if it's not, I can just go back to the other one. Yeah, down here is where I'm looking for more. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Can you guys see the charts fine? Yo, what's good? What's good? Yeah, down here is where I'm looking for. PM session. Other charts fine. You guys can see that. Is the other one better or is this one better? Just trying to figure that out right now. So for me, let me just look at the 5-minute chart. Okay. Right, don't want to get caught up or lost on the lower time frames, right? We want to continuously cycle. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Discount prices. You gotta remember the middle of the gap is actually right here. So like 25,918.50. That's the middle of the gap. So minimum could be looking for that, right? Let's put that on there. I don't feel comfortable buying. I wouldn't feel comfortable buying up there. This is like I don't think I have a CE of anything. So we'll just leave that. I'll just change the color. Usually my consequent encroachments usually look like that. Remember, this is the London low. Charts look good too? Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to make sure everything is strizzy. So again, look, we should be drawing down here, personally. Now, what I was looking at was this gap right here. It didn't trade up high enough. I just wanted to check the 5-minute chart to see actually what it looked like. Again, now if we can close below here in this 5-minute gap, again, here's a breaker. IFVG here. But we'll see. We may not even get up to there. But we may come down here first, which is what happens. So, but again, wasn't looking to buy anything up there. It didn't make any sense to do that. Okay, so here's a 1-hour fair value gap that was, in my eyes, key because of where it was in a discount. We'll see what the reaction that we get from there. And then consequent encroachment of the gap, the opening range gap is here. PM session highs there from yesterday. So then we hit that. Okay, cool. So the low, so we hit the first standard deviation below this low. The second one is 25,918. That's the second one. Yeah, look, now my stream says it's fine. Earlier it was tweaking, saying that something was off, but it looks fine now. or like the stream health or whatever that is. Okay, counter encroachment. So again, drawing lower is what we're looking for. Notice how we trade back up into this gap here, this key gap, and then we just dump. On the 15-minute chart, this is what I was keying up on. Trade up, dump. Not my model, but played out. Well, it is my model, but not at that time. That's how I'll say it. Things I want to see first. Okay, so now we've closed half of the gap already. We've hit that. There's a breaker on, remember we go to regular trading hours. Let's look at that. It's a breaker, high, low, higher high, trade down into it. There also matches up with the middle. But again, I'm not just chasing it. I'm just trying to get in just to get in. Things that, specific signatures that I want to see and look for. OT at the range to hold us. It's possible. Could see that. The thing for me is why I'm not trading with my funded account right now. Me personally, I think it's gonna be cleaner for myself and just for tomorrow, right after. So I'll have a PM session stream tomorrow at 2:30. I'll get on at like 2:20, I think is what I have it set for. And then 2:30, obviously, that's, for me, that's a little bit more important. All right, so this is the gap that we want to see hold on the hourly chart. Remember, we key out this one, the body's closure. It did trade lower. Again, we allow that. But, like, that's why buying up in here would have made no sense. So looking for it to happen here, right, for the buy, if that's what's being in place today. I'm still not convinced of that right now, personally. I mean, to me, it looks like we just dove up, pricing in premiums. But it is what it is. But again, inverse fair value gap, trade up into it, bang. So it did what we were looking for. Like, if this does end up being the low, and then we expand higher and do all that stuff, I don't need to be in down here. Like, I don't have to, personally, right? Look at the bodies, though. Right now, the bodies are respecting the level that we wanted to see. Bodies didn't close outside. They closed inside. Coupled up with the PM session high. So, that's what I look for, right? Are the signatures that I want to see being presented? If they're not being presented, then there's really nothing, right, for me to do. But that, for me right there, I like that. We're probably gonna get that, what they call like the V-shape reversal stuff. If we take this, premium is up here. I understand you also have this wick too. But if I was looking to short, which I'm not right now, I'm not confident of that yet. It had to be up here. Like, probably have to use this wick as a gap. So like something like this. I think there's 50% on there. Yeah, so right there. But I don't believe that. But that's how that would have to look for me. See how we hit that actually. I want to see. Nope. Again, I don't gotta be first into the trades. So that definitely hit the constant encroachment of this wick. Now I'm watching, how are we, what's going on there? How do we respond at this wick? Are we able to just blow right past it, act like it's not there? Or does it do anything else to hold? See, this was the first gap that if it would have done this on a 5-minute close and kind of had done that and came back up here, this would be the gap that I was looking for to. Why is it? Is everything fine on your end? Is everything good on your end? Like, I literally haven't changed anything from yesterday, but this thing's telling me that. Please configure both primary and backup streams correctly. I don't know why it's saying that. I haven't even changed anything. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I know you guys can hear me. Everything's good. Yeah, I don't know why my OBS is tweaking right now. I'm not sure what the issue is. I haven't changed anything. But yeah, so this was the gap that would have been important for me to short. Look how the body's respected the wicks, but I'm not convinced of that yet. So we'll see what we get. Yeah, because I'm getting all these warning signs on OBS, but I'm not dropping any frames, which is I'm not sure why it's saying that, but I'm glad everything's fine. 5-minute chart again, nothing really there. So for me, when I see too many wicks, I like to err on looking at the 5-minute chart. So we traded down to a discount on the hourly chart, which is kind of what we're looking for. So again, even let's say it comes down here and then explodes above this high and leaves a fair value gap. To me, that's important because we came down to a discount. It's showing that it wants to reverse at key levels. Then that's where that makes sense to me, right? That's kind of how I'm looking at and using everything. What's ES doing? SMT there as well. Inside that gap. Because I don't want to sit here and guess, right? Even though this isn't on live funds for me, I still don't want to be out here just guessing, right? That's not the type of trading that I want to do, or I want to have. Took a long from the BISI, nice, brother. So I like this, the gap being held there. Could go higher above here. It didn't reach as high as it could have gone. We hit the 4-hour fair value gap. Remember, I had mentioned that earlier before the stream started. Hit the 4-hour fair value gap. I like that. All right. So there's a lot of things overlapping there. So now I just need to see a fair value gap form over top of this. Then that's my trade, right? That's how I'm specifically looking at it. Remember on the lower time, remember on the regular trading hours, we had a breaker here. So, yeah. But need to see that, right? Need to see that for me. And then we have our targets already. 26,051, 26,060.50. That's what it is for me, those targets above there. So as long as we don't just, run up there. If we just run up there already, then that's kind of what happens, right? Remember, first presented fair value gap is this one at 931. I don't want this fair value gap. If it even forms, I don't want that one. Just a kid. So we left a little bit of that open. I actually really like that. I really want to see us create a gap over that high. FVG. FVG boys. FVG boys. Let's look at ES. ES went above. So let's see if we hold. Let's see if we have that BISI there on the 1 minute chart. Can we hold that? We hit the consequent encroachment or the middle mean threshold of the midnight opening range. We've hit that. So now I want to see if we can go higher. Just up us to the latest swing high that formed on the 1 minute BISI. What, this one? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I trail stop loss to the latest swing high that formed on the 1 minute BISI. Talking about this one right here? I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about. 944. Oh, right here. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, I see that. Yeah. Looks like it wants to trade higher, which would go on with the classic expansion week. I just want to see a fair value gap. Like, I don't like this one personally. Again, being more confident, I would take that one. I just don't like it. I want to see a gap form here, and then I'll take it. Because I already have targets up there, like where I'd be looking for. This is also why I want to kind of trade more with all the other accounts that kind of link with TradingView, because then I can just draw. I can look over here and draw up and not have to figure out where, okay, the high's here. I just look at my other screen and see it there. Look at the 5 minute chart right now. Way too late to think straight. It's my fault. My choice. Let's create a gap above this, and your boy's in there. I'm in there. Way too late to think straight, and it's my choice. This is in my head, but it's my voice. Let's see. Y'all like the layout though? Y'all like the layout or nah? Y'all banging with the layout? Again, I don't like that, to be honest. I want to see closure. Down, 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 down. What is this, by the way? Oh, that's the... Looks nicer? Yeah, I think so too. I mean, maybe I can change the color, but it kind of looks more professional than the one I used to have. I was trying to go with that. Yeah, that was the IFEG. Remember? Look how it's not being held, right? So there's no real gap here, which is what I don't like, but it looks like it's just going to be drawing higher. I just need to see a gap here. Because if we can create a gap here, even on this is a breaker, right? High, low, higher, high. I would take it inside if we can create a gap. That's just what I would need to see. Trust me, I'm a FVG boy. I need to see one. So we had this. I like this support down here. I like this, how this formed at the high. I just personally wanted to see a fair value gap over top of this. That was just my thing. It just didn't give that. Let's look at another time frame. This is the classic V-shaped reversal. That's what they call it. Okay, so the 3 minute chart, I actually kind of like that here. So as long as we don't extend too much or too far, I like this one right here. And we'll see if we can take it above this 3.5 to 4. I'd be okay with taking that. And I just need to see. But again, that has to form, right? The fair value gap doesn't form, then obviously this is invalidated for me. I just want to look on the lower time frame. Yeah. This guy, like, let me just, I got too much stuff on the chart right now. We're going to take this off. This is just my focus here. We got this, which I like. That's very clear to me. Now targets would be there and here. Yes, okay, ES did take the highs. It's okay. This should catch up. In my mind, this should catch up. So, breaker here with this. See if we can get trading down. We have a minute, 10 seconds left. That's just what I would look for. Remember, ES didn't take out its London high, so it still has a little bit more to go. So that's what I'm looking at. No, I'm just, if it gives me an opportunity, 4-minute gap, it may not give it to me. It may not give it to me. Yeah, see that right there, that entry for me, I didn't trust it yet. That's why that one wasn't for me. So I want to see, okay, ES is close to taking out its London high. Again, it needs to come down lower, right? Nice trade. Nice trade. TP hit. T-Pizzy. It needs to hit, like, I want to see a trade lower, right? Like retracement up higher. That's just personally what I want to see. It may not give that. It may just literally shoot up to those levels. So if we look at this expansion, OTE is down here. If we use that swing. Now what I was looking at on the 1-minute chart was this swing, which puts us right in alignment with that. There's a little gap there too, but that's saying that it doesn't just go up there and hit it like it just did. So it did that already. So that would be first TP. Second one would be a, oh, bingo. Oh, you guys don't see this alert. So it finally hit the, so it hit the 20-day high right now. I don't know if you guys heard that. It was a beep, loud beeping noise. I don't think you guys probably saw it down there. It says, whoop, there it is. Yeah, so personally have to just be patient about this, right? It may not even give me an opportunity or a chance. So I already hit the second one that I was looking for. So that's it right there. We'll see if it wants to come back down and give it an opportunity. If not, then nah. So this one, look there, it's gonna, was a 5-minute chart. I need your love. Yep. So price ended up going trading higher. Again, we had the gap that we wanted to see price hold into or trade down into. Trade down to this lower one, hit 50% of it. The gap closure, which we kind of already expected. We hit the high from the PM session yesterday. Again, was with the draw. For me, this one just wasn't. This one I would never taken. I wanted to see a gap form above this high. It didn't give it to me. And then obviously would have looked for that, but just didn't get that. So I have to kind of wait and see what's going to be happening here. Because that's a large expansion. I don't really want to be buying up there ever. This thing could tear off way more than this, and I just not interested in that. The next key high for me would be Asia from November 2nd, 2025, which is right here. It's roughly, it's like 26,123. But again, that nothing to do up here for me personally. But nice trade, bro. Nice trade. I guess it has to come down. Raining on me. I feel enough. Personally, don't think it'd even trade down this deep if it's supposed to go a little bit higher. This gap for me is more relevant with this and this wick. But this is a large, like, let me show you what I'm looking at. What is it? 26,123. So this is Asia. This is the Asia high. Oh, I do that every single time. I'll like switch it up. I'll try to do Asia and I'll hit AM. Then I try to do AM. Yeah, on the daily Sibi. Yeah, I mean, you have to remember we do have FOMC tomorrow, right? So we have to, I think it's going to wait or leave some stuff then, in my opinion. So like this, again, it could just run up there and not even have any respect. And this today be a very, very large range day. But for me, I'd have to see it go lower. Like these are the first two targets I was looking for. They already got hit. So really nothing there for me. So the other two would be here. And then the other one is right there. Yeah. Those would be the next two targets that would be important for me. Looking at that. Again, it's only 10 o'clock. So we would expect the low, 10 o'clock low to be formed. Now I can obviously just shoot up there. I do see this here that overlaps with that. And if we do get down here and then expand away, then I'll take that. But ideally, want to see us trade. So maybe 10 o'clock technical, the high has been placed, but I'd want to see it trade down here personally to this gap at 951. And we'll see what we get at that point. That's just what I'd want to see. Just looking at this from here to here gives me a better range, right? So buying up there for me is just not gonna happen. It's a 50-minute closure. Like again, if we trade up here and then expand away and do that, then I'm okay with taking that. But right now, I'm not looking to buy there. And I'll go down to a 1-minute chart. If that's the case and it expands away, then that's a better trade for me than just buying this. I want to see if we can get down here. So we do have a volume imbalance. Always want to make sure I see those. Which is right at London high. So I like that. So for me, I would try to layer it in. That's what I tried to do last Friday. I tried to layer in my entries. It just it didn't give it to me. It just went down there and never came back. So I mean, we love those, right? But I was wanting a little bit more on the trade personally. Yeah, the volume imbalances, I'm telling you, the VIs are crazy. The thing is for me, like last Friday, like I'm telling you, I wanted it to just come down like here and then trade a little bit more. I would have added 2 more. I just had 2 on and it just jump was gone. Had no chance. Gave me no chance. didn't even give you the chance. Get me intoxicated. Back to the basics. Look, now my stream says it's fine. Like this is, I don't know what was good with today. Says the stream's fine. To me, I think people like buying up above here are just gonna get wrecked. Personally, but we have a mediate. We have really balanced price action here. So here will be like my first entry of 2. And then if it can get down there, obviously would do more. I'm looking on the 1 minute chart because I already know that this is a 3 minute fair value gap. So that's why I'm okay with what's going on. So I don't get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? Let's just note this. M3. See that volume imbalance there? I think we even have a volume balance on the 1 minute chart too. We do. So this is what we're looking at. We'll see if we get that. Now if we expand away, like real expansion, create a gap, come down, then I'll take that and see if we can get up to this and this and there. But those are the 2 options that I have right now. Nothing right here though. Might have to wait for a minute too. I don't know if it wants to form a 15-minute gap, so that means we have to wait 10 more minutes, which is fine, you know. Just chilling here. Yeah. I want to see it come lower, right? Do the manipulation lower, leg lower, get people think it's going short. I mean, even if you take this, right? If we take this range on the 15-minute chart, like I'm taking this one, still down there. Oh, sorry, I took this one. My fault. That one right there. Why I want to layer it in is because I understand even on the 3-minute chart, the breaker and stuff is here. I don't want to take this one unless I'm seeing some expansion because I feel like we're really far extended. So that's why I kind of want to see a trade a little bit lower. Also, look at the 15-minute chart. Could want to create that as well, right? So that's what I'm looking at. Because my goal is like, okay, I want precise entries, and I'm not trying to sit here and have 30,000. Like, I just don't want a whole bunch of drawdown, right? That's just not what I'm looking for, right? In my trades, I don't want any. Look at that. I think I missed my entry. It's okay though. It has to come down in there, and then I'll buy some more. See, like I was talking, looking, but it didn't go deep enough for me. Okay, so I'll buy one there. If it trades deeper, I'll buy another one. Into that gap, I'll buy some more. This gap, this specific gap, I'll look for that too. Let's see if we get it. I want to see if we can get that. Trust me, I'd like to have a little bit more on that $144 risk, but we may not get that. Or we may get it. I mean, there's no choice. It's just whatever happens, happens here. I want to have this outline just so I know. I'll just put 2 just in case it hits down there. It's able to do that. I don't think it needs to be there. I think there's fine. So that's what we're looking for here. Let's see what we get. Obviously want to see this gap get ran through, not be respected at all. And we'll see what happens here. And it's on the 3-minute chart, so let's go back up to that. And that's why I don't just trade off the fair value gap, because if I was just waiting down here, I would have got zero entry. Like, so noticing that volume imbalance, that's what I started to realize. I was like, why are there some trades that I get in and some trades where like I'm patiently waiting for the fair value gap and it just doesn't even trade down there. It gives me no option to even trade down there. I was like, oh, there's a volume imbalance sitting right there. So far so good, right? Immediate reaction. Again, we didn't want this one. We explained why we didn't want that one. So far so good. Right? Now, honestly, because I feel like this is dummy far away. just being honest. I'm not saying it's like too far away for like Nasdaq or anything like that. I just feel like it's like really, really far away, and we've already kind of hit some spots. Honestly, in my opinion, I'm cool with taking one off like midway if it can do that. Sell one there. Right there. So a nice reaction at the beginning, right? That's something we'd want to see, and then we want to see continuation. I think on the 3-minute chart, did we see it on regular trading hours? 9. I don't know where we saw it. But again, we need to see some continuation above this high. Like, what we don't want to see is SMT. We don't want to see SMT. That is not our friend. SMT is not our friend today. If it forms at this high. Let me delete this. I'm sorry, my fault. That needs to be gone. I want to look at ES at the same time, just to make sure what we're getting that same follow through. So this is halfway through. To be honest, I don't like yeah. Honestly, I don't like how far it is away. I'm just gonna be honest. Your boy's kind of squirming. I'm not squirming, but so the fact that it took out this high, I want to see this continuation. I'm gonna put it like there, my stop loss there, because normally if I had more than 2 on, I would take one off right there, just in case of that SMT. I would take one off, but since I only got 2, that's kind of like my rule. So now I just let it go. Take one off there and then see if we can hit the Asia high. Because my goal is obviously not massive drawdown. Like, we just don't want that, right? So that's why up here I was like, I think it should come down a little bit lower, which is what we got. And then if I waited for the fair value gap, I wouldn't have got in. So because the volume imbalance was there, so I'll zoom in so you guys can see that, I was okay with entering on the volume imbalance and then letting go from there. Now, does it continue through? Does it turn back on me? Does it reverse? Those are things that I have no control over. Like, again, SMT is obviously, we don't want to see that. Since I only have 2 on, I'm not going to take one off there. It is what it is. For me, this is obviously practice. I'm okay with the outcome. $15. We all get pizzas. We all get pizzas. But yeah, for me, being able to be patient enough to wait, and whatever happens, right? Like, that's for me the goal. If I can follow the same structure, the same process every time, every day, and consistently pull and consistently do this, the rest of it takes care of itself, right? There'll be days where I do get in and it just goes straight there, just like happened on Friday, right? We got into the trade and it went straight to TP. Like, there was no drawdown and it went straight, right? Now, how far this is away from me personally, also knowing that we have FOMC tomorrow, that's why for me I'm a little bit more cautious of moving my stop up a little bit and being okay with whatever happens here, right? Now, if it wasn't FOMC tomorrow and all this other stuff, I would have I would probably leave it a little bit more room, but I'm okay with it being below the mean threshold of this order block and just kind of letting it go, right? That's just kind of where I am. So I am just watching ES, and because I want to see ES start to try to take out that high. That lets me know that this still has more room. Bringing in M's to make sure I'm not game in. Just me and my gang. We don't do friends. Yeah, y'all the gang for real. Y'all the real ones. Y'all here in the beginning. Y'all the real ones. I'm telling you, y'all the real ones. The real ones. Okay, let's see what we're going to get here, right? So, nice entry. We had a nice move up. Now, obviously, we don't want to see SMT. But even if we get stopped out here, we get stopped out. Like, I'm not going to be, oh, re-entry. It is what it is, right? I'm chilling. Would want to see this, like, at least where this is, right? My stop loss is below 50% and way below, even below this inverse gap. So we'd want to see this trade a little bit higher, right? Using the old target levels, old consolidation with this. I want to see if we can get up there. What I don't want to see is it come up here and then reject. But if that happens, I guess that's what happens. Nice body close, but needed to see some more action, right? Some more. Since it was on the 3-minute chart, I'm trying to stay on there. But just see what we're getting here. ES. Again, this would be an order block. I'm not going to put it on there. Again, my stop loss is below the mean threshold. I might even actually move it here, low key. Because this, what I'm looking at is this. This already, like, we traded down to the mean threshold here. So my stop loss is honestly going to be right there. So 34. Hey, everyone's getting pizza today. We getting double pizza. Order everything. We also getting the what am I trying to say? Does anyone have Domino's? Remember when Domino's used to do like the, what was it called? Those like cinnamon things. I don't know what they were called, to be honest. But yeah, see that, I mean, just how far this is away for me, it's just like, you know. I don't know if we got it in us today. FOMC, I'm probably managing this and saying, okay, halfway is here, and then I'll probably see, like, I would probably click a button or something and be like, okay, let's see how it gets to when it's at halfway. Just knowing the layout of the land, I personally don't think that we're gonna get all the way up there, but we could do that today. Remember, my goal or my thought process was here, so we had already hit that. Right, we'd already hit that. So for me, I'm like, what's the chance of it actually reaching up to the high? Now, again, if I had more than two on, say I already took one up here, and let's say price went up here again, I would take another one off because of the day, right? Or we're trading right ahead of FOMC. So again, there's just different criteria and different process. On a day where I'm expecting a lot of expansion quicker, then I'm less likely to take more partials, if that makes sense. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Now, again, the 50-minute fair value gap entry, which I'd like to see it remain open because of what it did. The 50-minute fair value gap is below here. Obviously, from where I'm in my entry, I wouldn't want to see it trade down. Like, it's just not something I'm interested in. So we have a volume imbalance on ES. See if that can hold it. I like at least where we're maintaining inside of this order block. But at this point, like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm okay with watching this, and get stopped out. But I hope we're just not here for an hour and you're just trading sideways, because I will close it. Trust me. I'll get off. I will get off. So again, if we could trade up here again, I would, in theory, like in my mind, I would take another one off because of how far away. Let's say I had like 5. Let's say I had 5 on. So one would have already been taken off above here. Then another one, if we take above here, would be 2. This would be 3. And then the last 2, I would let it remain. That's how I would look at today. I wouldn't even look at above here. Personally, I just wouldn't. Because of the day. Like what I'm trading ahead of. Like I understand that part. And it's just like, I feel like that's just very, very far away. We've had a large range and all that stuff. So that's like kind of what's in my mind. It'd be nice if it goes there, but I'm not as confident that it's will draw there before coming back down based off of what's already happened, right? I wore this the other day, this yellow sweatshirt. My sister tried to tell me that I look like the Minions. How? Did anyone see that? Like how? She told me I had these glasses. I can't get up and go get them over there. Which don't even make, they're like clear glasses. And she gave them to me and she said, "You look like a Minion." I feel like that's kind of crazy. So I want to see this continual expansion above. Like it's just slow. And again, not angry if it comes down and doesn't go here, or comes down and stops me out, then goes here, comes down here and get like, it's just trading. Like it shouldn't affect your mood like that. It used to though, for me. I used to be very, very upset when I would see stuff like that. Even like, let me go back to this. Even stuff like this, right? Where I'm like this fair value gap, right? That I had keyed out. Well, let me get the darker one. This fair value gap that I have lined up, and I'm like, I'm waiting patiently for this, and it doesn't hit there. I'd be angry. Like I would be angry in the past. I'm like, I patiently waited for this fair value gap. It didn't trade to this fair value gap, and then the next trade I would do, I would be like, you know what? I'm just gonna take it up here. Then I get hit with massive drawdown. Every single time, that's what would happen. Or this one right here, like, well, this one is here, but I wanted a fair value to form over there. The fair value gap didn't form here, and blah 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 blah. And so then I'm angry then too. Right? It's like, bruv, like, chill out. Like the ones that are for you, they come down. The ones that are not for you, they just don't come. It's just, that's fine. And if you can get to that point, trading is so calming and so relaxing. Like I'm not stressed at all. Like if this comes down, it's either $34 or whatever this is, and then whatever that will end up being. Like that's just how it is for this trade. But there are other trades where, like Friday, where it goes bang, 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 straight right down, straight to profit. No, none of this, nothing, and just there are days like that. But I understand that this is not one of those days for me personally, or else I would be trading with a live funded account. I'm just not. And even if this wins, again, not like, oh man, I wish I would have traded on my fund. Nah, trust me. Friday, I'm glad I traded with my funded account because I think I was done in like 3 minutes or something, 4 minutes. It wasn't long. That's usually my trades are usually like that. They're really quick. When I'm sitting in trades for very, very long, I tend to lose them. They don't tend to do well. So even for this trade, let's see. I had metrics where like I would take when I entered the trade and how long. So we've been in the trade for 17 minutes. It hasn't really gone anywhere. Yes, it left my area of entry, but hasn't really gone anywhere. Usually by time 30 minutes, usually not going to be going to, usually it's not a W. Let's put it like that. Or not a, where it hasn't hit where I would want it to go personally. That's usually what ends up happening. But again, we just sit and wait. So my thought process is that we get stopped out here, but we let that John go. Because what happened, like this is what I used to do, right? What I used to do in trades, and I'm not saying that this is that trade, but I would like take it and I would say, okay, price is doing this or price is going to do this, blah, 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 blah. And then I would see it going against me and then I would just close the trade. And then what would happen was, instead of allowing it to do whatever it's going to do, I would sit there, close the trade, and then watch it turn around as soon as I close it. Turn around and go wherever I thought it was going to go. And I'd be like, why did I do that? Because I'm trying to anticipate or like cut losses or anything. I want to see this remain a reclaimed gap. Hold up. Every time I do this, it's going to be, there we go. That's not what I meant. I'll fix that. Was it like $34, I think? Right? Something like that. Everyone gets pizzas. So I want this to be a reclaimed fair value gap. That's what I'm looking at. Doesn't mean it has to do that, but I'm just saying that's what I'm envisioning. So let's see what we get here. Again, remember the 15-minute fair value gap low is literally this low right here. So if we even were to come back down the 15-minute chart, that's the low it's targeting. So for me, to where I entered, to like let it come back down here and then do like, nah. We ain't about that life. We ain't about that life. So either it's going to do it, come up here, or it's going to not come up there. Ideally, I would like my stop loss, but since I've already moved it, I'm not going to be moving it up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't do that. Ideally, after seeing this, I would like my stop loss to be right underneath, like a tick underneath this middle, because I think it could still come down here if it wanted to do that. That's how I see this. But again, this being far, what it's already done, like that's, like now it's just my hands are up like this and I just let it go. Nothing else I can do. And usually I lean back. So like because of the mic's here and you can't hear me, or it's not as good as when I'm back here, I usually lean back away from the screen because it just helps me be more relaxed, right? Than if I'm in there. Okay, cool. That's it. The trade stopped there. Stopped out. Let's put the where is it? The execution marks on. So here we bought 2 there. Got stopped out here. It coming back down here inside of this. Ideally, again, like I said, I would want my stop loss right below that. I already moved it, so I couldn't move it again. Let's take that out. Then wanting to see if price was going to trade up here to the Asia high. It wasn't able to. I didn't think that it would. And then here, and then the 2 targets above there. So we may have got stopped out and then it trades higher. Who cares? It's just trading. But yeah, so I like the entry that I got. I waited for it to trade down here. I tried to add more. If it traded down there, it just didn't do that. So nothing wrong with that. We weren't able to take up here. We did have SMT, like I said there. If I had more on, taking one off there. Just didn't have enough on personally. But yeah, so that's the trade for today. Tomorrow, we'll look at. Wait, let me take a picture. Got that. Tomorrow I'll be do PM session stream, so it'll be at 2:30 or 2:20. I'll be on. Appreciate everyone for being on. I definitely really enjoyed today. It was kind of cool, really fun. But yeah, everyone that took a trade and got a dub, congrats. Keep it going. Keep the same process. Don't change it up. And you're closer than you think. For real, you're a lot closer than you think. Again, appreciate everyone. What's good, teacher? What's good, Buddha? But yeah, I'm about to hop off, and we'll see if it ends up going up here, or taking any of this stuff out, and not taking this low out. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it comes back down here and targets this gap that it failed to reach. I'm just gonna leave it there, and if it does that, I'll update it in the Discord. I'll just put it in there, and you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But all right, appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Remember, it's a PM session stream, 2:20. You can be there. I'll be on, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.